Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Housewives Edit. My name is Elle and I'm here to talk about the two loves of my life, editing and housewives. Well you guys, the season 7 Real Housewives of Potomac mid-season trailer is out. Literally this morning I saw it on my Instagram feed and I was like, I have to cover that. Usually I like to take notes and be a little prepared for what I'm gonna talk to you guys about so that I don't get off on some crazy train while I'm talking to you. But today I did not take notes. I have some ideas of what I wanna talk about, but let's just try this. I mean, it's a little bit more off the cuff, but I wanted to get it out to you guys as soon as possible. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please just like the video, comment if you feel so inclined. I absolutely love reading your comments. And though it sometimes takes me a little bit of time, I respond to all of the comments that I get, so I'm really appreciative for you guys who want to put your input. So without any further talking, let's just jump right in.
Why is this season like this? Well, what's next? Still to come on this season.
Okay, before they even started showing with the, this season coming up next type of thing, they have this little bit from Karen. It's cut into 3 pieces. She says one line,
why is this season like this?
She laughs, and then her mood changes dramatically.
Well, what's next?
Which is kind of a perfect example of what these trailers tend to do. They're moments up, they're moments down, they stop the music, moment up, moment down, stop the music, moment up. It's really to just keep your attention, keep you guessing, kind of put you on a roller coaster of emotions. If a trailer doesn't put you on a roller coaster of emotions, then it has not done their job. When I worked at Sony, I did not work on any trailers because there were separate trailer houses that just specifically worked on trailers. It is such an art form to do them artfully to make people want to watch that they have whole other production companies that just focus on trailers. But I was fortunate enough to spend a lot of time in the trailer edit bays and watch the trailer editors work their magic. And really what they're supposed to do, besides show you, cool moments of what's ahead and what you should expect watching, but they also need to take you on a roller coaster. Like, should you feel sad? Should you feel like laughing? Should you feel like this is gonna be a fun time? They wanna take you into the world of what's coming up and want you to, by the end, want more, which is to buy a ticket. Same with this. So she's taking us on a roller coaster of kind of her own emotions, and that's really what this trailer is gonna do.
On this season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Did you get a flashlight and look at her coochie?
I did.
I'm glad you're excited.
Okay, so very simply, it's fun and debauchery. They have the stripper, they have Candace celebrating with Chris, a gun that shoots out money, which I'm assuming is sort of like a strip club thing. It's all sort of like fun, debauchery, just like fun with friends. And so they're starting really light. So you guys know the drill. You guys have been here long enough on this channel. We are collectively a genius editors community now. So what do you guys think is coming up? The music right now is super light, light, light. What do you think is going to happen? You can write it in the comments below, or you can just make a mental note in your head. And when it actually does happen, you can be so proud of yourselves because you guys are all such geniuses. You're teaching me so much. So anyway, you know what's about to happen. The mood is about to shift.
This is a homegirl moment. Everybody has met Jamal Bryant. Did he kiss me? Yes, but not that night, like the next day.
I do.
Ooh, okay. So really what it's doing now, and I've talked to you guys about this in other season trailers, it's setting up storyline for what's to come. Their whole goal is that you finish this trailer and you go, yes, I will tune in, AKA, yes, I will watch your ads. AKA Bravo says, yes, we can charge more for ads. The more viewers that we have, the more our ads cost. So they want more viewers. They want you to die to tune in. Just by them showing that one little clip of Giselle bringing out Jamal, who I think is someone that I would say is kind of like a lean-in character for the audience. At least for me, every time I see Jamal on screen, I'm like, ooh, what's gonna happen? Same with like a Michael Darby. There's a lot of characters like that. Characters that aren't necessarily in the cast, but they bring a lot when they do come because they just honestly can't behave themselves. Jamal, we know what's coming. Every time Ashley would parade around Michael, we'd know what was coming, something was gonna come. So they were definitely a lean-in character. So all they really had to do was have her introducing Jamal to the girls and then cut to that moment where she's talking about someone kissing her.
Yes, but not that night, like the next day.
Does she say in the trailer that it's him? No, they're gonna leave that open for interpretation. Of course, we as the audience are gonna go, oh my gosh, what? She kissed Jamal? What? Now, what I will get so angry about is if we watch the season and she's not talking about Jamal. I honestly think that's when they start to lose trust with the audience with these trailers. But I don't see Bravo doing that a lot. On the last Salt Lake City trailer before the season started, it was all kind of centered around Heather's black eye. We still don't know where that black eye came from, but the way they kind of centered it was like she got this black eye from maybe one of her friends hitting her. And I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out, who it's going to be who actually hit her, or if it happened just like a door accidentally hit her in the face or something. If it's that, it's definitely going to, I don't know, lose our trust, maybe just a tiny little bit in terms of believing the drama that comes on these trailers. But I have a feeling, Potomac just always delivers, so I have a feeling there's something here that has to do with Jamal.
I do still have some romantic feelings for him.
What are you thinking, man? Get some help.
She likes to watch, and Gordon likes other women. So you never said, pick me?
I would never sleep with your husband.
Okay, exciting for the drama, right? So they have, I think it's Uncle Lump talking to Ashley, who we all seem to love Uncle Lump. He's definitely our voice of reason. He's talking to Ashley, and then at the end he says,
Get some help.
I wanted to point this out to you guys because it was done so quickly, and obviously he's upset with her because she's saying, I still have feelings for Michael. I assume that's what she's talking about. But then when he says, get some help, it's so quick, it's so short. I really wonder when that scene actually comes up, if he's actually talking to Ashley or if he's talking about Michael. My guess, my prediction, my crystal ball is that he's talking about someone else. He's not saying directly to Ashley, get some help. He has such like a warmth to him with her that I just can't imagine him kind of saying that to her so flippantly, but we'll have to see. Then we go to the part where you have Giselle as a voiceover while they're showing B-roll of G and Mia with other women. And then we cut to Giselle, and who is she talking to? She's talking to Jacqueline. And when she asks Jacqueline the question,
So you never said, pick me?
Jacqueline sort of stammers. And then we cut to Jacqueline super upset talking to Mia about what she would never do.
I would never sleep with your husband.
It's up and down, up and down, up and down, right? The part where Giselle asks Jacqueline, she's sort of laughing it off. And then we cut right to her visibly upset and shaken while she's talking to Mia. I had a feeling, and I pointed this out in some of my last videos, there was this moment where Mia was talking to G on FaceTime, and it was in the car after her altercation with Robyn. And they cut to a clip of Jacqueline, and she was in a car mirror. To me, it felt so mysterious, and I was instantly suspicious, especially because Mia was talking on the phone to G and they had this little clip of Jacqueline. I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know if I said it to you guys. I may have just said it in my head and was like, oh, reserve that. But I really felt like at that moment, like, oh my gosh, they are foreshadowing that Jacqueline had something go down with G. And now here it is, some sort of reference to it in the mid-season trailer. We'll find out, obviously, as the season goes on, if there actually was something between Jacqueline and G, you know, if there's just hot rumors about it. I don't know what it is, but I just want you guys to think about this. I've always talked to you guys that editors and production, they do not waste a frame. They only have 42 minutes. Shot from like, I don't know how many hours of footage. So they're only putting in the most important stuff and they're putting in clues for us. I really felt like that little part where they had Jacqueline in a mirror instead of just having the camera straight on to her was a clue that there's something, I don't know, just something a little bit like beneath the surface, something being obscured, if you will. You can think of it like in, you know, Disney movies and stuff like that. They have like the villain looking in the mirror and you just see the mirror. There's just some sort of symbolism to it that feels like obscured and a little bit like a reflection. Everything is not exactly as it appears. If the rumors are true and they did this, it's just a great example to us that the editors and production do not do things just willy-nilly. Oh, let's just throw that in with her in a mirror. I don't think so. They never do that. So it's good for us moving forward to always trust our gut when we see something that feels a little bit off.
We're gonna have a private ceremony in Jamaica.
No, that's not even right.
I should be there.
Okay, so at the beginning, they have Robyn's dialogue under, I always say under because when you edit, there's layers. The layer on top is the footage of her looking in the mirror with the wedding dress on, and the layer underneath is the audio of her obviously speaking to, I believe those are her parents, saying, you know, we're just gonna do this quick ceremony in Jamaica. Why they put that footage of her in the wedding dress over it is to give the kind of sense to us like, ooh, there might be a wedding, there might be, you know, dress shopping. This storyline might be moving forward for Robyn, which has been a storyline for what, 7 seasons.
I wanted to talk to you about the prenup. Do you put an infidelity clause?
Okay, so that little part to me was like so chopped up the way it was put in there.
I wanted to talk to you about the prenup.
I know, because I've done this a million times in my life. They chopped up that audio so much right after that, where she says,
do you put an infidelity clause?
Now, definitely where she says an infidelity clause, the camera's right on her, so they didn't chop that up. But the they did it while they're looking at Juan. So it feels like they were manipulating her sentence to make it seem like when she's talking about the prenup that Juan was the one who put an infidelity clause in there. And the way she said infidelity clause didn't even feel like it matched up with what she was saying. Obviously, they're trying to make us feel like, ooh, there's tension high between Juan and Robyn. And then before that, there's tension high between Robyn wanting to do sort of like an elopement with her parents being upset about that. So there's tension there. And also you can feel there's tension within Robyn just by the way she's looking at herself in the mirror with that wedding dress on. She doesn't look happy. She doesn't look like a joyous bride. On a side note, why do they need to get married? I'm not just like, oh, like no one needs to get married. It's not my thing, but I do think like they've been married before. They have 2 beautiful children. They live together. They're doing all that stuff. What is the big push and rush to actually do it? They clearly neither of them want to. I don't know why. I assume it's just a storyline for the show. I felt like before that Juan didn't want to do it, and now it feels like she really doesn't want to do it either, and she just has all this outside pressure from her friends. Like that's the only way that people are going to stop hassling her. I think they just need to pump the brakes and like really work on their relationship before they like do all that, because it's expensive, it's a huge commitment, it's something that you shouldn't take lightly. Like what's the point of doing it if both of you don't want to do it? Robyn, if you're watching, we are not judging you. You can take your sweet time with this, make it a storyline, continue making it a storyline about your relationship. Don't worry about this marriage. You don't need the big wedding on Bravo, especially if it's not going to work out in the long run. We are here for you, we support you. That is just a PSA from me and maybe all of you.
If anything happens to you today, your kids won't have their mother.
What about you apologize?
Okay, so we're back to this storyline, which if you guys remember from the trailer, the original trailer of this entire season, it was really about Wendy's health and how she's overexerting herself. And when I saw that clip, you know, her mom giving her the advice and sort of her in the hospital, it wasn't that exciting to me. Obviously, I hope she's okay, but I do know she's okay because I follow her on social media, so I know she's okay. The stuff that she's had, the drama that she's gone down with Mia and stuff like that, I can't believe they didn't tease anything of that. And it makes me sort of like, oh wow, that whole storyline is going to be dropped. Just that was sort of like the bit that they put on Wendy that made me feel like, oh man, like it kind of bummed me out.
To her.
Apologize for what, right?
She misunderstood your intentions.
Man, Ashley, no, I'm trying to, no, I'm done. Her.
Okay, so they had that whole thing with Chris. Not only did they have Ray telling him to do this,
To her.
Apologize for what, right?
She misunderstood your intentions.
then they cut to a whole different scene where he's telling Ashley, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Man, Ashley, no, I'm trying.
They have him walking out cursing, and then they have a reaction shot from Giselle, which looked like it was in a totally different scene. I wonder if they just pulled that reaction out of thin air. It looks like they're trying to make it look like Giselle's reacting to him walking out and cursing, but to me it just looked like a whole different scene. I'm sure we'll find out. If you guys remember this, when those scenes actually do go down, we can either say, yay, we were right, or say, oh man, we were wrong. She was right there watching him do that. So the music lightens back up again. And we get an aerial shot of some beautiful water, which tells us what? Oh my gosh, we're also going to be going somewhere beautiful. Hey, there it is again. We started light. They're doing this kind of almost silly meditation. They're cutting to them jumping into beautiful pools of water, shaking, you know, these shakers, screaming, having fun, and then all of a sudden, the lightning and thunder come, the clouds roll in, it's dark, and now what are we gonna get into? Some drama.
Attack people's families. There's so much I know.
Oh my gosh, I was actually doing my makeup while watching it. I don't do makeup ever except for you guys, so it takes a lot of concentration from me. I don't remember that part with Karen and Charisse going at it, but I'm excited about it because Charisse looks engaged.
There's so
Which I have not seen from Charisse this entire season. And she does not look like she's putting it on. She looks like she's seriously upset. When you watch these things and you watch these sort of dramatic moments, check in with yourself. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you to see that? I would say definitely with this Charisse and Karen thing, I'm like, oh, wow, that's super out of the blue and not something I expected. But I would say my interest level is more at like a 6. I don't know about you guys. You guys tell me in the comments below where your interest level lies. Mine is at more of a 6 because my interest in Charisse and her story and sort of my investment in her as a character is low. And in Karen, I have a higher investment, but not really in this dynamic. If it was between her and Ray, my interest would be a lot higher just because I'm invested in their relationship. This whole thing with Charisse, I'm not too invested in it. Mainly, honestly, I think it's because I'm just not that interested or invested in Charisse this season. Not as a person, you guys know what I'm talking about, as a character in this.
so much I know about Robyn Dixon, including Juan's other woman that looks like me.
Looks like you have blonde hair.
She's blonde. That's why you sitting here lying.
Oh. So Karen tells Ashley about the other woman, right? And you have sort of this music going on underneath that's very suspenseful.
Looks like me.
Looks like you have blonde hair.
She's blonde.
Gets us leaning in. They have Ashley asking her a question. They have Karen responding about what this person looks like. She says she looks like me and she's blonde. Now, did anyone else watch that and go, she's blonde, and your mind scanned through every blonde that you know in the franchise? Me. The way she said it was almost like, I don't want to say the person's name on camera or even to you, which makes me think that we know who it is.
That's why you sitting here lying your ass off because you are deflecting with this fake ass marriage. I'm gonna cut one of them out, Robyn. Karen Huger. She was.
Okay, so then they have Karen, you know, screaming at Robyn, telling her off, and then they have this audio of Juan saying, I'm gonna cut one of them out, Robyn. So we don't know what of these women is he going to cuss out. Now, of course, then the next line that we're given is a prompt to make us feel like we know who that woman is.
Karen Huger.
It's all subliminal stuff, and maybe I'm going too deep with it, but this is honestly what I think about it. He says, I'm gonna cuss one of these women out. Karen just had that big kind of blow up to Robyn, and then he says that, and then the next line we hear is Karen Huger. Us as the audience are subconsciously gonna be thinking, or consciously going to be thinking, now Robyn and Juan have a problem with Karen because she's unleashing and unloading all of these rumors. Again, check your drama scale. Are you invested in this on a scale from 1 to 10? I would say mine is about a 10. Whenever sort of the Juan Robyn stuff comes up, I'm interested. I'm interested in that because it feels like there's so much we're not seeing. And when there's stuff that we're not seeing, I want to know. Going back to the Charisse and Karen stuff, I feel like everything that's going on with them has either been seen, talked about, you know, Mr. Blue Eyes that Charisse said or whatever about her at one reunion. It just seems like they have beef about that. I don't feel like there's too much brewing under the surface that we're gonna learn anything new, and maybe that's why my interest is lower.
She was in the house, in the bathroom. And I don't need my friend saying that I'm a prostitute.
Okay, I love that when they did that big, huge stinger.
She was in the house, in the bathroom.
It was also accompanied by visual of Mia chewing, and I was like, that is actually so hilarious. That's what they do so well in these things. Bring in comic moments while it's also kind of dark and dramatic.
Karen's not here because y'all ran her out. They had so many rumors swirling. Let's get on mic first. This is gonna be good.
Okay, and then they have Karen and Ray walking down the stairs saying, let's get unmiked because we have a lot to talk about. And that to me, I'm like, okay, I can't wait to see all of those rumors unfold, but I'm also upset that you guys are getting unmiked.
Used to deal with a bitch. Nice interact, yeah.
Okay, cool. And I love Candace, and I'm so proud of her with this music and the music video and all that stuff.
Used to deal with a bitch. Nice interact, yeah.
So that's really it, you guys. I really just wanted to cover that trailer. I'm so excited about the rest of the season. I don't have to tell you guys how much I love Potomac, but I am just so excited to watch this with you guys. I can't believe I just talked for 20 minutes about a 2-minute trailer, but you guys know how we do. I've mentioned before that I might want to do a live once so I can actually talk to you guys. I'm terrified of doing that live because it would be like a reaction live and you guys would get to hear all the ums, you knows, likes, kind ofs, all of the things that I say that I cut out. But it would be kind of fun to talk and interact with you guys. If you guys are watching this to the end of the video, if you'd be interested in that, tell me in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.
Blonde hair.
She's fine.